NRA, right?
Okay.
NRA came out with this video. And the video, you know what? Basically, let me just go ahead and play this video so that y'all can kind of hear it and listen to it. And you guys can give me your thoughts on it or I guess at the same time, we'll talk about it, right?
Okay.
So let me just kind of introduce it a little bit. NRA made this video. It's a very controversial video.
Well, just listen to the video and you decide what you think about it.
Hold on. What's going on here? All right, so y'all just listen to this video and y'all, I don't know. Just listen to the fucking video and we're going to talk about it after.
They use their media to assassinate real news.
Or watch it on YouTube.
They use their schools to teach children that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars and singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left is for the police to do their jobs and stop the madness. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse for their outrage. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom, is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Hold on.
Freedom's safest place.
Hold on. I know this might take a little bit of time.
Okay, we gotta set up the video. We gonna play the video. Let y'all make your decisions.
I want to hold on.
Get right into it, Dub.
Hold on. Let's listen to this shit one more time, dude.
You could punch it in, right?
I could.
So punch it in.
All right.
So at this point, we're gonna assume that y'all heard the shit, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. If you want to rewind it, Dub wants you to listen to it one more time.
Listen to that.
Go
shit.
ahead. Play it one more time.
Play one more time.
Play one more time. Play one more time.
Just listen. Just listen to this shit, bro.
All right.
They use their media to assassinate real news. They use their schools to teach children that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars and singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left is for the police to do their jobs and stop the madness. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse for their outrage. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom, is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Who is they?
Who is they?
Who is they?
Who is they?
I know. Listen, you about to comment on this video and say, "Oh, y'all gonna make up whatever y'all want to hear. People hear what they want to hear, and you want to be racist and all that." I get it. I get why you'd say that.
Who is they though?
But from my perspective, I'm asking the same thing Dub is asking. Who is they? And I heard, I'm only saying who's they, but I know who they is. I know they is me. I know they is black people.
All right, so
I know their former president is Barack Obama.
Of course.
I know their current president. I know the current president that we're assassinating, making to be like Hitler is Donald Trump.
Yeah. All right, so they is black folks. Mm-hmm. Former president is Barack Obama. Mm-hmm. Current president is Donald Trump. Let's kind of stick with that. Mm-hmm. So, because it's different layers to this shit. So, did you see the Black Lives Matter response to this video?
Correct. I did. Yeah.
All right. So, Black Lives Matter basically came out and they made a video response to this situation or to this video, and basically that they were saying that it's the way it looks like is open season on black folks. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, there's almost no other way to look at it.
Absolutely.
Because the they in this video, the NRA did not make it clear who the they is.
They did. I heard it.
Well, when they talk about different, the protests and they make the schools this way and they do this and they do that and they still didn't make it clear who the they is. So what they did was they leave it, they being the NRA, the NRA left it to you and me and the rest of America to decide who the they is that they're talking about.
Okay, so for those that don't understand who the NRA is, who's the NRA?
The NRA is the National Rifle Association, and basically what the National Rifle Association does is it fights for the gun rights for Americans pretty much at all costs. Yeah. That's what they say that they do.
They have about, something like 5 million members?
Oh, they have a whole bunch of members.
Are you a member of that?
I am not a member of the NRA.
Okay.
So let me just start it off by saying this. I am for gun rights. I am pro Second Amendment, meaning the right to bear arms and all of that shit. I encourage, especially black folks in America, if you're level-headed, if you're able to be responsible, I encourage you to become a gun owner and be a gun owner, responsible gun owner in the United States of America, just in case.
But I love what you just said right there, Dub, because that's a clear and specific point. Yeah. It's like, if you are a responsible person, an 11-headed person, I encourage you to get yourself a weapon.
Be proficient in that weapon. Let me kind of add on to that. Be proficient in that weapon. Train with it.
Have the best knowledge.
Exactly.
About this weapon that you can.
Yes.
And
I
that's
encourage that.
Exactly 1,000% what the NRA advocates. That's what they were founded upon is not only people's rights to bear arms, but they believe in people's rights to show people how to use these weapons that they have. Yeah. To the scientific value of it, to all aspect of it. They feel like everyone should know what's going on with the arms. And every time there's a bill passed and everything like that, if you're a member of the NRA, they'll send you out letters and everything, let you know what the progress is and what's going on when it comes to gun control. So that's why there's a lot of people informed in your area as far as gun control and what the laws are in certain states, and
as it should be, as everybody should,
as everyone should be. Yeah. So the NRA, I fucks with that aspect of what the NRA is. Yeah. But however, why is the NRA doing this right now?
I have no clue. And that's the reason why this video is really controversial, is because once again,
they're a nonprofit. They're technically supposed to be nonprofit.
Who is the they in this video that they're talking about? So I played the video twice. Y'all can go back and rewind it and then come back to this point. But who is the they in the video that they're talking about? Because to me, as a logical thinking person, as a person that, like I said, I believe in the Second Amendment, I believe in my right to bear arms, X, Y, and Z. I believe that they're talking about black folks. Yeah. As in a majority. Yeah. Because it's like they're talking about protesters and they're talking about black folks. Yeah. I look at it and I say, why would you make a video like this? Yeah. Why would you not make it clear who and what you are talking about? Make that clear. Because don't say they.
No,
that's a vague word.
You're not gonna do that because I mean, at the end of the day, man, I feel like although the NRA is supposed to be a nonprofit group, and that's what they founded upon, I don't believe they are.
Oh, of course they're for profit.
They're for profit.
I don't know if you've bought a firearm before, but I've bought at least 3 or 4 firearms so far. Right. Automatically it comes with an NRA sticker, and it comes with a form that you could sign up to become a member of the NRA. Right. So pretty much any and every handgun, weapon, rifle, whatever you buy in the United States, whether it's manufactured in the United States or not, you're going to get an NRA membership form in there that encourages you to become a member of the NRA.
Yeah. So they take care of their members. They inform their members. Right. Very well. So, like I said, again, it's all about profit. So the NRA put out product videos like this and content like this to rally people to go out and buy guns.
I agree.
And as a black man, seeing this, I'm going out and buying a gun too.
I hear you.
So this is all for profit. Your flat screen TV is not made because it's for your convenience. It's made because I want to make money, and I'm going to sell you this flat screen TV or your iPhone or your Samsung phone.
Yeah,
I'm making the best product so you could come buy it.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing with these guns. They want people to continuously to buy these guns, not to protect themselves, not to defend themselves, but for a profit.
At the same time, I think that this is also kind of striking fear into people's hearts. Once again, making the they very vague. It's leaving you to come up with to interpret what she's saying in this video.
And my interpretation is they is me.
And that's my interpretation as well. So Black Lives Matter made a video in response to this video. And basically they interpreted the same way that we interpreted it. Not to go ahead and play their video as well. But do your research and check it out. Black Lives Matter made a video and they interpreted the same way we did. Now, what any mainstream white organization does, kind of like what Fox News does, is they get a black person to represent them and to shoot out their same points, right? So I told Killa about this this dude a while back. This dude named Colion Noir, right? I follow him on Instagram. I follow him on YouTube. I rock with a lot of the videos that he puts out, and I rock with a lot of the ideologies that he has, right? So basically what rose this dude to prominence is basically he made, and the reason, the way I found out about him is when I went to go purchase my first firearm, I went to YouTube and I said, let me do a gun review. I wanted a 45 caliber pistol. Went there and his videos had the most views. And basically what he did was he kind of cinematically embraced or made the gun review like real cinematic. It was like you watching that shit and it's like a movie. Like, it's informative and it's entertaining at the same time. So he kind of rose to prominence from there, got the attention of the NRA, and now basically he's a member of the NRA. So kind of like Fox News, the NRA decided that, all right, black people is kind of upset about this video that this chick came out with, or the female that's Dana Lash is her name, Loesh. They was like, all right, black people is kind of feeling a way about this video. So what we do, we get another black person to kind of re-inject what we're saying so that black people could receive it better. So you watched the Colion Noir video.
I watched Colion,
How you feel about his video?
If I had watched that first, I would have fuck with Colion. He sold me.
Sold you?
He sold me. He did. I'm keeping it a buck with you, because I mean, like, if I'm speaking from the person that has a level of ignorance on who the NRA is and what they're there for and what their purpose is, and again, someone that feels like guns are necessary because if the criminals could have guns, so should I.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So coming from that perspective and hearing what he was saying and the points that he was hitting on, if I hadn't heard the NRA original, I would fuck with Colion saying.
But you did hear the NRA original.
I did.
So how do you feel about what Colion said in response to the Black Lives Matter video that was made in response to the original NRA ad?
Okay, I feel like that you can't really look too much into it. I feel like you have to take things on the surface with this. If you go deep, Colion is making some good points.
Pause right there. I feel like a lot of the points that Colion made in this video was 100% accurate, right?
Right.
But I feel like his direction in the video followed what the NRA wanted him to do.
Right. Absolutely.
So he defined the they that Dana Lash spoke about in the original video that wasn't defined.
Right. He did. However,
Go ahead.
for him defining the they, he still found a way to flip that the they, according to the Black Lives Matter, is inaccurate.
Yes, I agree.
So even though we all know what the they is,
Yeah.
he said that the they that the Black Lives Matter movement interpreted is inaccurate, which is true. It is true according to me or how I feel. However, it's still all wrong.
What's all wrong?
I feel like the reason because the reason why he made this was in rebuttal to the Black Lives Matter to shut down a point.
Yeah.
And
So some of the points that he hit in his video was he draw the conclusion to the they being the liberal Democrats,
right?
Basically liberal rich Democrats in this country. So he kind of brought up how Chicago is under the rule of liberal rich Democrats. He brought up Hillary Clinton and her, the Bill Clinton crime bill from 1994, saying that Joe Biden wrote the bill and Bill Clinton signed it into law, and also Hillary Clinton with her definition of young black inner city youth as super predators kind of defined that. Yeah. The Black Lives Matter video spoke specifically about Philando Castile and why the NRA didn't comment directly on Philando Castile, especially when the verdict was rendered. And Philando Castile, for all that don't know, is the dude that got shot in, I think it was Washington, Seattle, somewhere in that area, where him and his girlfriend was in the car. Blah, blah,
he
blah,
himself did not give a clear opinion about how he felt about that video.
He kind of did. He did in other videos, and he kind of did in this video as well.
But I'm keeping it real with you. This is the first video I've seen of him personally, though.
Okay. Well, he had other videos where he kind of made it clear how he felt about it.
I don't give a shit about all these other videos, and not dismissing it or dismissing your point. However, I feel like I represent the rest of everybody else. This is what I'm seeing now. What you're putting out now in regards to this now. Yeah. And I feel like you got to do a better job at sticking to how you originally felt about everything to this point now, or stay off of it.
Well, once again, and he kind of alluded to this in his video, where people kind of say that the NRA is using him as a pawn, and how he's an Uncle Tom, and he's this and he's that. But basically, as a people that kind of feel a certain way, and I don't want to categorize myself as either liberal or conservative. I always go back to I remember Chris Rock did a stand-up. I feel like it was bigger and blacker. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Chris Rock did a stand-up a little while ago, a couple years ago, at least 10 years or more, where basically he was just like, listen, he said, when it comes to issues, you can't be completely liberal on every issue or completely conservative on every issue. This was before I even understood what liberal and conservative is. So he was like, when it comes to prostitution, he said, I'm liberal. Yo, if they want to prostitute themselves, I'm all for it. I'll rock with that. When it comes to crime, I'm conservative. Punish those that commit crimes, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. So basically his whole story was that you can't be completely liberal on everything and completely conservative on everything. You have to know the issue. It's all on an issue to issue basis. Yeah. So back to Colion Noir. he was trying to make it seem like this whole video that the NRA came out with was strictly talking about talking about liberal, democratic white folks.
Right.
But us as black folks took it the wrong way. And also, Black Lives Matter, he also said that there's a rich white
man funding them.
Would that completely change their views, and now they're just a race-baiting organization.
Right.
So once again, that's what large white conglomerates do. That's the same shit they do on Fox News. When
I
you
think
have
that right there killed everything that he had to say after there and after. When you took Black Lives Matter movement and you classed them as a movement that is being ran by white people, paid off by white people to push a specific agenda, that you regardless of that, if that's what they're trying to do, there's still a message that needs to be heard based on the Black Lives Matter movement. And I feel like as a black man, regardless if you agree with them or not, or you agree with the leader of the black, or do the whole shit with the ape and the blue jacket from fucking Planet of the Apes and all that bullshit, whatever. At the end of the day, I don't want to agree with everything that goes on. I don't agree with the looting and whatever that takes place within the Black Lives Matter organization. But there is still a specific and important agenda and a specific and important message that Black Lives Matter means. And I think as a black man, even if you don't agree with everything that's going on in there, you still should make it a point to still stand up for black people. And you didn't do that.
I agree.
So
he tried to do it in the beginning where he kind of started off and he said, as Black Lives Matter exemption, this is what I believe in, and I believe that the Black Lives Matter stood for the relationship between police and this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. So he did try to make it known in the beginning that he understood what Black Lives Matter stood for initially. But then as the video went on, it's a 13-minute video, he kind of said that money caused Black Lives Matter to change their tune. So now they're no longer standing up for black people and the oppressive nature of the United States and the laws and the police and this, that, and the third. Now
they're opposing to the NRA.
They're opposing to the NRA because the white liberals want them to be opposed to the NRA. And the NRA is racist. And the NRA is this. And he was basically trying to state his points by saying the NRA isn't racist because we did this and we did that. And he cited specific cases that they did.
Cool. So before we go tit for tat, Dub, I'm asking you, based on the original video that was put out by the NRA, were you offended as a black man?
As a black man, I wasn't necessarily offended, but I do feel under attack. I do feel like I wasn't offended.
So wait. Somebody is sending goods to kill you and you're not offended by this?
I'm not offended.
You're not offended by the act?
No. I feel like the original video was left purposely vague so that if you think of the NRA, I don't know the membership. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know the membership. I don't know how many black people are a member. I don't know how many white people are members of the NRA.
Yeah.
But I go by a lot of the videos that I see, a lot of the comments that are made. To me, a lot of the people that are members of the NRA happen to be very conservative, probably racist white folks. So when I say I'm not offended, the video didn't offend me. It didn't offend me at all.
But you felt attacked, though.
Yes. I felt like
so
the video...
So isn't the attack an offense, though?
Kind of, but when I watched the video, I felt like it's a propaganda video.
Yeah, it
it's
definitely
like
absolutely is a propaganda video.
It's like, us white people, we're afraid, so we need to do this.
No, we're not afraid.
It don't say exactly what we as white folks need to do.
Yeah.
It says,
or it doesn't say what we're afraid of.
We need to fight this injustice with the clenched fist of whatever.
Yeah.
Like, the video was put out there to make white folks afraid. And I don't think and I don't think that it's meant to have white folks afraid of other white liberals.
No.
I feel like it's meant to make white folks afraid.
Yeah.
Invoke fear amongst white folks against black people that's protesting because they specifically noted protesters.
Or they're gonna get their way.
Yeah.
Buy up now.
And another thing in that video was our country. Mm-hmm. Who is our country? Is our country
like I said last week.
Is our country conservative whites our country?
Yeah.
Is it liberal whites our country? Is it white people our country? Is it black people our country? What the fuck is our country?
They told you. They said make the president seem like the president is Hitler. They told you.
The NRA did a bad job.
They did a good job of expressing who the fuck they really are.
They did that. They definitely did that. But they did a bad job of making it clear of who they are talking to in the video.
No, they didn't. They did a perfect job of making it seem like who they are referring to.
What they did was they left it up to the people to come up with their own conclusions. They left it up to me and you and the rest of the however millions of Americans to come up with their own conclusions.
Okay, so I'm not going to play ignorant right now. I'm not going to do that. So are you saying that being that they left it to interpretation, that how I'm feeling right now is my interpretation, however somebody else is gonna feel like it's a different interpretation?
Exactly, because if you read the comments on the videos, a lot of these fucking people that's out there, oh, you fucking libtards and you liberals and you snowflakes, you feel like this and you feel like that and you feel like this and you feel like that, but at the same time you're not telling me how you feel. You're not telling me how you feel about this video, even though you in support of it. You're just trying to disregard how I feel.
But exactly. So now that's what I'm feeling like. Nobody's gonna specifically say, okay, yeah, it's against black people, et cetera,
of course not.
Et cetera. Nah.
It's left up to interpretation. And that's exactly what they did. And that's exactly what they tried to do. To leave it up to the people to interpret who are we talking about in this video. And they give a little vague.
Okay. All right, stop.
All right.
As a black member of the NRA, and it's hard to put myself in the position of a black member of the NRA because I'm not a black member of the NRA. But let's suppose you were. Who would you feel this is in regards to?
As a black member of the NRA, I would probably subscribe to exactly what Colion Noir brainwashed ass is talking about in his video. And like I said, I rock with him. I rock with a lot of his videos. I rock with a lot of his point of views. For those that's not up on him, listen to his videos. Watch his videos, this, that, and the third.
It's dangerous to listen to his videos because he's making good points.
He's making great points.
I'm taking things on the level of what they're saying to me.
So
how I feel when I walk away.
If you look at it, what he does and what a lot of people do is they put the Second Amendment like it's the first, right? So I remember a while ago, we spoke about the First Amendment, and we're saying the First Amendment is the freedom of speech. Directly, the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. So the Second Amendment is kind of defending the First Amendment. Like I'd be like, yo man, fuck y'all niggas. I don't give a fuck about this, that, and the third.
And if you come at me,
niggas need to die, blah, 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 blah. And if you come at me, I got the right to defend myself. So when the First Amendment came out, the Second Amendment was needed to defend the First Amendment. So if I'm him, that's how I feel, because I'm so blinded by the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms being the most important right. And I kind of agree that maybe it kind of is the most important right that you have as an American is the right to bear arms, because you have the right to defend yourself against a tyrannical government, blah, 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 blah. Read it if you get a chance. But I'm not looking at it as a black person. I'm looking at it as an American. And that's what America wants us to do. Even though Americans the original term for American is not me and you. It's for a European person that came across the seas to here. And, you know.
So once you land here, these are ways you can decide to live your life based on these laws and rules that we were written in. It's not for a black person. So you feel like this needs to be rewritten?
What?
The amendments and all the.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that the amendment or the Constitution needs to be rewritten. I'm just saying, as a black person in America, I understand what the original intention of the Constitution of America is for.
Right.
And it's not for me.
It's
and
not.
I feel like all black people need to understand that. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like all able-minded, able-bodied, sound, mind, spirit, soul, whatever you want to call it, black folks in America need to exercise their rights and bear arms and just be responsible with it.
Right. Okay. So the right to bear arms, like what are the purposes that you feel like someone would need to be in the position of a firearm?
To be able to defend yourself, especially
against what?
One, the government, right? Two, against another person who might have a firearm on them. Against another person who's bearing arms.
Okay.
So
I don't know too many shootouts that, oh shit, this nigga was shooting at me, so I shot at him.
It's not too many.
It's not too many.
Not too many, but
so it's a far-fetched point to make. Although
I wouldn't say that
it's a plausible point to make. It's far-fetched. I don't feel like it's the norm. I feel like it's an uncommon thing. It's for you to get into a gun shootout with somebody else.
Like I believe it was either Style Kiss or Styles P or Jadakiss. They was like, yo, I keep a pistol on me. It's just like ID. You know what I'm saying? When do you need your ID? How often do you need your ID? You need your ID when you get pulled over. You need your ID when you go to the bank. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when you get a job or some shit, but it's not that many instances when you need your ID, but you keep it on you just in case you need it. So I feel the same way about a firearm. Yeah. You have it just in case you need it. It don't benefit you to not have it and to need it than to need it and not have it.
Yeah. But what I feel like is like that point can be sold or be presented at all times and be valid no matter what era or what time it is in or who
Agreed.
The race or whoever it is. That point can be appealed to anybody. You shouldn't have to make it specific or leave it up to interpretation about, is this point about black people or who is the enemy? It's just a point that if you need this thing, would you rather be caught with it or caught without it? And that's solely what a gun should be about. Do you want to have it or not have it? Don't tell me what the scenarios could be because the scenarios can change tomorrow.
Definitely.
Any scenarios.
When I look at these videos, though,
but how do you feel as a person? Do you feel like you rather have this or don't have it?
When I look at these videos, I feel like these videos that they made is deeper than that.
It is. It's becoming deeper because they feel it's money involved.
I feel like the original video is much deeper, and I think that the Black Lives Matter response is basically a response for a general response for black folks, and then I think that the Colion Noir response was a response for the white American conservative, who he says and who they feel like they're colorblind. They're just looking at this as a Second Amendment issue, but I don't feel like it's
is he saying that because he's a
issue.
black man, or is he saying that because there's money involved for him?
I feel like he's saying that because there's money involved for him. That's what I feel. And like I said, once again, I rock with the dude. I rock with a lot of the shit that he says.
I do.
I rock with a lot of the shit that he does.
Thing, because if I'd seen his content without seeing the original NRA video, I would have completely subscribed to his way of thinking.
My thing with this is that why have him make this video? Why not have the same chick, Dana Lash? Why not have her make this video instead of having him make it?
Same thing with, you know what I'm saying? We got it. Those are the Those are the things that we have to pay more attention to.
And I think
not just what they're specifically saying, but what are they doing?
And I think that he needs to think about that as well.
I think he's
because if
more
you
concerned about cultivating a new audience for himself and propel his career and being a proud member of the NRA, which is not a. I mean, look, at the end of the day, yeah, NRA is a dope thing or a cool thing as a going on and
once
to be
again,
a part of.
I respect what they do. They do fight for even if you don't exercise it, even though the next person don't exercise it, they fight for the gun rights of Americans in the United States. But there's also a cost behind it. It's a human cost. Mm-hmm. It's a financial cost. Yeah. It's a lot of different costs behind it that it's a lot to get into in one episode or one conversation or whatever the case is. But I feel like he's aware of that, and he being paid by the NRA, I don't know how much he get paid, how much he don't get paid. But I feel like he understands that, and he is on the side of, hey, I'm good. Yeah. They paying me, or hey, he even said in his video, we talk about who fights for gun rights and black folks or whatever. I'm a spokesman for the NRA. We did this, that, and the third. You know, Black Guns Matter. He talked about the leader of that dude, and you know, a situation where Chicken Philly had crossed over to New Jersey. Yeah, and you know, I guess the NRA helped defend her. Dude in Chicago, all kind of different things. He definitely pointed out a lot of positive situations that the NRA helped in. And I don't want to say that, you know, this conversation is, you know, we bashing the NRA. No, and we this and we that. I'm just saying that what he did,
is wrong, wrong is wrong, right is right, wrong is wrong.
Exactly. What he did was take the focus off the original video. Yes. And the video left a lot to interpretation. The video didn't specify who the they was. If you talking about liberal white Americans, say it. Tell me you're talking about liberal white Americans. If you're talking about protesters specifically, tell me you're talking about protesters. Yes. Don't just sit there, they this.
And then show the images of white people looting and polluting. But because, you know what I'm saying? That's not what that's not what I saw when I was hearing the message.
I didn't even look at who the fuck was protesting.
I heard what you were saying, my nigga. Yeah. I feel threatened by what you're saying. That's all I heard. So I don't want to hear, you look at the videos, they show white people looting and polluting. Like, nah, I don't give a fuck. I heard what you said.
Exactly.
I heard what you said. I know.
Take the video out of it.
Yeah. And for those what you said.
For those that are listening to this conversation on SoundCloud, take the video out of it. Go watch the video later, but just listen to what we posted. Yeah. Listen to that and tell me if
you didn't hear what we exactly, man.